All right,
right,
so
so
we're gonna
we're,
go
we're
into it. They got their both smoking hands. They're about to start. Let's see how this goes.
all right. Here we go. Who is going first? I think I saw what Sean doing the going first, going second. I think Prison is going second, so it's a little bit of a reprieve.
It is a prison player myself, and I think you can relate. Is you know
Yes.
you're gonna jail one card from hand immediately,
Hmm.
so you're hoping that your opponent's gonna just drop two cards on the board to where you have that magic 3 number somehow. But
Yeah.
most players now know how to combat that, so it's like, how bad is my opponent?
Yeah. They just have to understand that my strategy is dumping a board on turn two, but now it's just okay. I have to be a little bit more careful right now because if I put too many strategies online for Prison, then I'm going to be taxed out of existence.
See, I think Winning Image already has a strategy in mind. He ditched the spiritual bonding condensation. He knows he's not going to be able to use it. It's a card on board. It's a resource he doesn't want to use. Overall, it's just not a useful card in this matchup.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's a Queen Soul Charge.
Oh, you
Yay! It
love to
does
see it.
happen. It
On
does
top of that,
happen.
3 normal units.
Yeah.
Chances of a trigger being next are greater now.
Yeah. All right, he gets the Agar Rouge, but
Or
that's a really good one. That's a really good one to go off of. Very conservative start, and unfortunately, yes, as people that play Prison, it's understanding that okay, I have to call it a rear guard. I don't want to rush my Vanguard. I need that drive check.
and I've had this situation where my hand, I don't know how, my opening hand post mulligan was 3 snow and 2 PGs.
That's pretty rough.
And then going second, it came down to I didn't even have a trigger to call. I had to call a PG down to rest it to play the jail.
Yeah, that's a struggle. That's a struggle with it sometimes. I personally run two
Oh,
Prison just at the discard fodder, but now I realize, oh my lord.
all right. So I know
Okay,
this is
he's
gonna
committing.
sound bad,
He's
but
got to commit. He's got to commit.
he's trying to rush, and out of this rush is gonna work.
Yeah,
Or
he's got
this is what this turn will decide the game.
he's got to commit. He's going to be committing. He's knowing that they're going to go to jail. He has a heal trigger, which is very big, very very big. You want to use your counterblast and get off, and ooh, and it gets
All right,
off to not a damage check. So
all right. Alphonse, I need your help. I need to remember that one grade 1 that can draw a card by jailing. What's it called again?
oh, Kyanite Blue, Kyanite Blue,
Yes.
Kyanite
No,
Blue
no, no,
can
no, no,
draw
no,
if
no,
you have
no.
one in jail. Oh, Shovel Stud. Shovel
Yes,
Stud.
thank you.
Yeah, Shovel Stud can draw if you have 3 in the Bach jail.
Exactly. No, if he has that in hand, he's got the triple rare. He's got the right line. If he has that in hand, he can get a free draw and already prison 3 cards right
Yep.
now.
All right, let's see here. We'll get the 3. All right.
So what is
Yeah.
going to jail? A
At least what he
heal
did,
trigger.
he's doing what he could do best.
Ooh. I
Yeah,
guess
he's
he
trying.
used all his normal units to call and rush. So
Yeah, he had to.
his hands nothing but triggers, if anything.
Okay, he's also aiming to get it out. All right, boom. We got to get this. Yep, got to start
Care
filling
Bear.
up that jail.
Calling it
Yeah.
now. He's hitting Care Bear.
Oh wait. Yep, the Care Bear. Care Bear is going to prison. So yes, Agara Rouge's profile. Agara Rouge is online with that extra 5K and extra 10K shield power, making her a trigger. And now we're realizing that automatic caution also gets a little bit of boost as well. That 10K boost is no joke, folks. You want to make sure you hit those magical numbers. All right. So let's see here. I think in this case we see that all right, we just got to swing in. Hope to God that we can get something here. I think that with Prison, this seems to be a little bit of a lackluster turn, but we also have to realize that okay, I know that I want to limit counterblast, but I also want to make sure what resources am I predicting that the Magnolia player will be using. Let's see here. Oh, but he does get a draw trigger off of it. Oh my goodness, that's so horrifying. Now the Magnolia player has everything that they can get ready for once they go into their grade 3 play. Now, given that, oh, looks like he's gonna take it, and he's just gonna start filling up that jail more. I think that there is a good spot. You can probably put the order in jail as well as maybe something else. Make the bailout a little bit less lenient. Interesting choice putting in the grade 1 and the grade 2 Tiger. We're going to see if we can get these 4 back in. As we get this ride online, I see that, all right, with the current hand set that we have, a lot of the normal units are useful for attacking. They're all in the Bach jail. Knowing that you have access to 2 Soul Blasts and 2 Counter Blasts, you can technically bail out everybody from jail. with the 2 counterblasts if you want. But give him Magnolia's research engine. You just got to make sure you can outmaneuver it. So let's see here. Looks like we're doing the let's see here. I'm sorry guys. So far it seems that Philip has disconnected for a bit, so we're going to hopefully get him back. But don't worry, guys. I'll keep pushing on. Right now we have a decent play that's going in. Looks like we have both the bear and we have our Magnolia. Looks like we have winning image is going to go for it. Oh, okay. I'm just getting words at production that Philip is returning.
Yes, I have returned.
Yes, he's at return. So right now, Philip is in a better spot because right now, Machina Blue is at 4 damage, and he does hit the crit. So now we're just realizing, all right, does he want to gamble or you want to play it safe?
Well, Sean did gamble in the previous rounds and went balls to the wall, so he just might do it again, but he doesn't.
He doesn't. He's gonna put all in Vanguard, all in rear guard, and that's a smart play. He drove check a non-sugar. So looks like he's in the safe for now, but he is realizing that Reset Pink does have a defensive trigger, which is a very good cushion damage. You always want to consider your cushion damage and hope to goodness gracious that you land a defensive trigger on your goodness gracious.
If I'm not wrong, that over there should be a 25k swinger.
About
20.
Yep, to 20.
Actually, no, boosted by an 8k. That is a 33
20.
column.
Yeah, 33 column. So he needs a trigger. 15k shield to guard. Come on, he has to have it, right?
Oh, he needs only a 5k if he really wants to go balls.
He dropped out. Dang, he dropped out a PG for it. That's not the optimized one you want to draw on that. Let's see. All right, we dropped out the Kyanite Blue. Get on Seraph Snow. All right, now let's see if it's too late. If it's too little too late for our Warden. All right, we get to prison two units. So that means we will get that Trinity Drive. And so this Trinity Drive will be extremely, extremely important.
Ideally, against the Magnolia, you want to keep yourself at low damage if you can, because if they can persona it or if they can't. Oh my god!
Oh my god! It's the over trigger. It's the over trigger. The over trigger. He's doubling everything. He's doubling everything.
This just might not only they might not have sealed the deal, but this could just destroy Winning Image's hand completely.
Yeah, this is going to be extremely deadly. I honestly, since Winning Image took the hit, Agarus is a good one to put the 100 million, but I want to put the 100 million onto Reset Pink as well because of that. Okay, you got the second check.
Unless he hits another, even if he hits another critical, like cool, draw trigger.
Yeah,
it's gonna bump it up, but you got to understand, Winning Image is gonna be at 4 damage, and both swingers are now double critical. You can't take the hit.
Can't take the hit. You gotta take it. He did get a defensive on his cushion, but now he got.
That's gonna help against the lemon, but that's about it. How are you gonna guard 100 million without a PG if you don't have it in hand?
Yeah, because right now we got lethal strikes. Lethal strikes going up on that. All right. So he dropped out to 43.
And then now we have
that PG. That's right. That's 4 cards you ripped out of Winning Image's hand. Now we gotta realize, all right, he's in a good defensive position, but he has a persona ride. So right now, this is gonna hurt, but we're gonna need the Machina Blau to hit that 5th damage defensive trigger. Does have decent cards to guard with in hand. And even if he tries to bail out people from the jail, he needs to bail out more than 2 if he wants Agarus to pop offline.
Now, Winning Image, I think he has more than enough soul to not waste CB, get the Care Bear, get the Doger out of jail, and now he has more than enough CB to not only do Care Bear properly, but also have the necessary 6 swings.
Yep.
He only did 1 CB though, Soul Blast. So I'm gonna assume he might just have a lettuce in hand.
Okay.
Nope.
This is gonna be the big pressure. Give me the pressure turn.
Yeah, the Doger.
Right. The Doger. All right. Looks like he wants that prison strategy to be offline as much as possible. He has to.
All right. He's going for the kill turn.
He's going. So right now we just have to worry what trigger checks is going to happen here because the +5s are all right, but now he has to realize this is game time. This is pure game time right now.
Unfortunately, he needs to bank on a defensive a defensive trigger period in the beginning because that's going to offline the heal trigger in the front row. That's going to offline the churro in the back row. And one of the Care Bears, but that Care Bear is going to pass the power, and then the other Care Bear is going to pass the power, and the heal can hit, the column with Churro and Doger can hit. It's not a good. Jill is not in a good position.
Yeah, we're swinging in for 23. All right, Let's see if we want to risk it, or yeah, we can always guard. Oh wait, he's risking it. Oh, he gets
Oh
the crit. He gets the
no,
crit.
that is the worst.
Yeah, that's something you don't want to do. And he gets a PG too.
He needs a heal.
He
He
needs a
needs a heal
heal.
if he wants to stay in this. And
Oh
nope.
no, he got the shovel stud. All right, all right, he
Rough
got it.
strategy, man. It
Yeah,
was
that's the rush.
gambling, but it worked.
Yeah, it worked out. He didn't have enough of the he didn't have enough guard power to go in. That's the rough part about it. Because even Magnolia knows that they're gonna get stuff in prison. He played the resource game smart enough in order to understand. All right, I know what resources I can save here and what resources I cannot like live without. So that was good thinking on winning image. And we be Machina Blau. He made it far and he tried getting through the wardens, but it was a lot of pressure early on that is just like I can't go to 4 damage like this, and it was very hard. He had decent soul charge, but that's just a factor. It's not the whole game. Man,
You're not wrong. Just goes to show sometimes over triggers don't win games.
yeah, it is a hype moment, but believe me, if there was a critical trigger, that would have doubled the damage even more. So that's how it usually goes.
That is one
So
of those things. Like the over trigger got ripped on the first drive check. If it got ripped on the third, that could have been more dangerous. I've had games where, okay, had games. I've had
yeah,
one game where snow drove check crit and then the over trigger, and that is just dangerous.
that's dangerous because now that's on 3. It's what 2 damage, 3 damage, 6 damage doubled. Oh my lord! Like one. That's already a 6 damage attack. Gize Sama, what in the world?
Exactly. Overall, that game was just winning image had a strategy. He kept with his strategy, and it worked out in the end. I will say, if Bong Jill had Chevaldus, or however you pronounce that name,
Mhm.
I think the game could have maybe gone a little bit differently. He could have jailed more, got the 3, drew a card, had more cards in hand, changed the trigger lineup of how drive check and damage check would happen, but just couldn't see the card.
Yeah, just how it can go. All right, so I guess we're gonna get ready for the next segment, but don't worry, guys. Still got some more awesome shenanigans for you all as we get winning image for the interviewee. So once we get word that we're gonna transition over, let's get started. All
All
right,
right, here
so
we go.
winning image, can you hear us? If we can hear you,
No, we
I
can't hear him.
we cannot hear you.
Hi, y'all.
There we
Hey,
go.
hey, good afternoon. Wow. So at least you piloted Magnolia and you played the resource game pretty well because you knew what was going into it, and the crits definitely helped. So what was your mentality going into prison? Have you playtested against prison a lot, or what's your take going on?
I have playtested against Prison long enough.
Okay, long enough.
Going into this matchup, I knew that if I don't get the upper hand early, he's just going to steamroll me from there. And I know Blau is a very good Prison player because it's in the name, right?
Yes,
So the second he gets a chance to come at me, I'm going to lose.
yes,
So by that point, I had to make specific decisions, especially on that first grade 3 turn, to
yes,
not push with my Magnolia and keep that resource for later because I knew I had the bear in hand and in prison, so I could just kill him the next turn for sure,
yes.
even
And
with the over trigger.
Yes,
even
that
with the
over trigger
overtrigger.
was very shocking.
Yeah,
You could say you got lucky. It got ripped on the first dry check and not the third. So no triggers got doubled. No nothing got doubled. But overall, still, it's not a good position to be on the receiving end of an over trigger. So did you sweat a little bit, or did you think, okay, over trigger got ripped, but I'm still fine?
So when he started attacking my rear guards, I said that's fine because if he just imprisons them, I could just bring them back later. Since I discarded all my Soul Blast cards, aside for the one Alenia. So by keeping that shield in hand without having to commit per se, I was ready for that over trigger.
okay. Just preparing
Nice.
preparing for the worst, hoping for the best. That's how it usually goes with games like that, especially when you have the fierce matchup that prison can offer. Because with Magnolia, with committing to a board no matter what, um, what what was say the deck choices you had for putting in for your grade 2 lineup and festival collection, has that impacted that?
Festival collection, the grade 1 15K vanilla dog definitely changed the deck a lot.
Okay.
In my round 1 game versus Chris, it came up really hard because if it boosts a Magnolia, even if you Persona ride, it's a 38 or 28k if you don't. So
Okay.
that's more than a one card guard. Chris having, I believe it was 4 cards in hand. Since I attacked with the rear guard first, and the only other card he had in hand was like a trigger and 2 grade ones, he would be forced to guard with more than just that one card, rather than just one passing it, if I didn't have the 28k threshold to um, push through.
Okay.
So it's definitely come up. Um, it's definitely a good card. I think people crap on it for no reason sometimes because it has no shield value, but it's a strong card, and I think people should be on notice for it.
Okay.
Now, it goes without saying that Magnolia's one of the worst matchups is jail. Like, you can't get around that. You already use a lot of resources for CB, for Soul Blast, and then jail on top of that says use more. Now, if we look a little bit into the future with boosters at 2, Maggie is getting actually a really good support. You can almost guarantee yourself 6 attacks on your first grade 3 ride. You got a lot of other cards that do a lot of other things, like the Wild Intelligence card, especially, is also a really good card. But on the other side of the coin, again, there's Jail that also got a lot of good benefits, and it's making that matchup again extremely hard. Do you think moving into set 2 is also going to be a bad matchup for you, or do you think the support Mag is getting can kind of combat it and give better chances against Jail?
It's all a game of resources at that point, because I think people when I first read the new grade 2, everybody knows which one. You know the one, Philip. You know
Yeah.
the one. You read it and realize it doesn't have to be called from hand, right? So
Yeah.
as long as it's placed, you could do some cool shenanigans. So just realizing that, hey, if they imprison that, you could discard it early, and then if their lemon hits, they imprison it, and then you just counterblast 1, call 2. That's 3 attacks already, just off that 1 call. Should
Yeah.
it be a trigger or booster or whatever. So
Yeah,
it's just a really powerful thing, and just stick with the same game plan. Manage your resources effectively, and hopefully you'll get there.
Exactly.
So how do you think with the format with the Festival Collection had put quite a punch into the 5 nations that we know and currently play right now, with I guess set 2 on the horizon and knowing where people stand. How do you feel the landscape has shifted? Do you feel that the landscape has just kind of catapulted itself? Do you feel like it's a good follow up? Like what's your take on it, on the format as a whole?
Set 2 is going to be a lot of fun, and I'm sure I speak for everyone when I say we're all going to have a great time playing this game together. So it's
All right,
going to be a blast.
I got one more question that's not really related to the previous game you played, because we got this opportunity. I'm gonna take it. As the founder of Cardfight Con and all everything that's been happening, what's your overall take on today's tournament and how things have been going with all, from the beginning and the little difficulties we've had to right now and where we're at, and how you think tomorrow's games are gonna go?
If you want the full story, read my autobiography. But no, for real, I really want to thank the Vision people, as well as Philip Alfonso's Focus Pilot Mini, all the other commentators, all the people that make my dream, and I hope everybody else's dream a reality of this tournament happening. Ever since I was 15, I've told this story today, and I'm going to tell it again. Ever since I was 15, I drafted my first tournament idea, and I have those notes still to this day, being 20 years old, and I still can't believe it, even though it's not how you would think it's happening. It's happening with, I would say, let's see, the joke that people say is my work colleagues and my friends.
Yeah. That's good.
So I really do appreciate everybody's support too. I believe last I checked, it was 100 people watching. You don't know how happy and thankful I am.
Yeah, it's good. We always love to support the community. Really awesome to see everybody out in full force. And thanks to all the raiders that stopped by, all the viewers that stopped by. It's really awesome to have a tournament like this and feature content creators and keep on going with it. It's really cool.
Yeah, and I guess since the interview's done, I want to say this to all the content creators that want to be in Cardfight Con or aspire to be in Cardfight Con. Just do you. We're always watching.
Beautifully said. All right. Thank you, Sean. Good
All
luck
right, thanks,
going
guys.
forward. You got any more
Yeah.
matches going That actually
Not today.
not today. Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, so it looks like we're wrapping up day 1 today. Oh wow, that's